the favorite right now, the betting favorite at plus 650 to win the Stanley Cup is the Dallas Stars.
That's absurd.
Stick talk. 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 And hockey. This is where you say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 105 of Stick Talk Hockey. As always, I'm your host, Tico. We don't have my co-host, Trill, in the building today. We have producer Jay getting the call up into the chair.
Call up. Second career start.
That's right. Ryan
Happy
Leonard type beat.
Hype to be here.
We're very happy to have you, of course. Last episode of the regular season.
Indeed.
Ain't that something, boy?
In a week, it'll be playoff previews.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, we got some news to get through here. We're going to go through some of the big news this week because there is indeed some big news. We're going to look back at the regular season a little bit, talk about what surprised us and stuff. And then I want to go through the Stanley Cup odds because it's that time of year.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. First up on the docket, Gabriel Landeskog. Unbelievable stuff. Almost 3 years. Or is it over 3 years? No, just under 3 years. His last game was June 26th, 2022, I believe. The Stanley Cup final.
Game 6.
Game
Damn.
6. Hoisting the Stanley Cup the last time he was on an NHL ice. He gets his first pro game back since then. 3-game conditioning stint down in the AHL. Plays tonight. What's that?
I'm sorry. I just we don't even have to go through this. But
okay.
I'm just so sick of Kanye. So I took every Kanye song off my playlist and I just have a playlist called Kanye AHL Condition Instant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's on right now.
I don't want to hear him. I don't want to hear him right now.
Kanye and Gabriel Landeskog both down in the A for very different reasons.
Yeah. If Trill was here, she'd be victory lapping because she kind of
called it.
She did call this. And I didn't expect it because I thought Landeskog was more ethical than this.
Okay. How you mean?
I honestly thought that he just can't play right now.
Mm.
But here he is coming back right in time for the playoffs. I'm not mad.
I see.
I just really thought if he could play, then he would be playing.
Right.
But now he's doing this. It's okay.
What do you mean? Do you think there's some cap circumcision going on here?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I see. But it's one thing. You're Gabriel Landeskog. You haven't played in 3 years. You kind of gotta go play some games in the A here.
For sure. I just wonder if maybe you could have played some games in the A a few months ago.
Yeah, or even a month ago, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying here, especially since the documentary is now coming out and stuff. It's it seems like we knew maybe in retrospect, maybe we knew he was ready to go. And Trill may have called it. Shout out to Jackson in our ESPN league for stashing him on the IR for your not so playoff run. Tough scenes. No, Trill, you know what? Trill on the IR today, speaking of the IR.
Indeed.
And good for her. That was a great call. Great call out from our co-host Trill. And just when Gabriel Landeskog steps back on the NHL ice, I might shed a tear. Maybe that might be a little bit intense, but look, I really didn't think he would ever play another game.
I did expect him to come back. I didn't expect him to come back this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I disagreed with Trill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been a long time coming, but I guess I did expect him to return eventually.
At that 3-year mark, even coming into this year, I was he hasn't played in so long. It's not like he's 22, Yeah. I really did feel like it was going to be one of those Jonathan Taves things where it's just every year he says he's coming back, but is he actually coming back,
Logan Couture ain't coming back.
No.
That's for sure.
That is for sure. So, yeah, I mean, just awesome. And if nothing else, even if he's not, like, 100% in the game shape he was in for Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, like, just what a lift to that room it's going to be.
Yeah, I wonder how, like, present he's been
in
just, like, the last 2 years. I'd imagine...
You got to think he's been around, but, like, you're rehabbing so much, you're not on the road with the team. You're not really a part of the group the same way. And, I mean, really nice to see for this first game tonight. Nathan McKinnon in attendance, Ross Colton in attendance. There's someone else as well. Blanking on the name right now, but obviously the fella's really happy to see him back too. Like, that's just great.
Yeah. Still their captain.
Still currently their captain. Yeah.
I think that's really crazy that Nathan McKinnon is not a captain in the NHL.
Yeah. That is pretty crazy, isn't it? I'm trying to think, like, I guess kind of similar to like Matthews, but then even then Matthews got the C.
Yeah.
So either way, just really happy to see it. Really, really, really excited to get to watch this Colorado team in the playoffs. They're going to be humming.
His first game back in Dallas.
Movie.
We'll be there. Not actually. But I'm have eyes on that.
Yeah, 100%. Going to another story, but very, very different, This one, the young guy, Ivan Demidov. Is that how we pronounce it? I think so.
I've been saying Demidov.
Demidov?
I don't know if that's right, but I just like how that sounds. It's almost like Demigod.
It is.
Demidov.
You know what? And they're treating him like one.
Indeed.
He gets the contract. He signs with the Habs. KHL gets released from there. That's great. Comes over, lands at Pearson Airport in Toronto, gets the police escort out of the airport because the Montreal fans are mobbing the guy. You talking about, we had the live stream.
Yeah. 130,000.
130,000 viewers on the live stream. I mean, this guy's a rock star out of the gate.
Yeah, I did see a report. I don't think he's playing tomorrow.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. Still, we're going to get eyes on him soon and, like, playoff eyes.
Yeah.
For a group that's, like, entering the playoffs, what a game breaker that could be.
Very most likely against the Washington Capitals. Almost guaranteed now, actually, after they lost tonight.
Are you seeing upset there?
I've been thinking about it. I've been really pondering that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I have a pick right now. I still got another week to ponder.
Mm-hmm. I'm very, very much in the same boat. I'll tell you, I've had ideas just bouncing around the cerebellum up here, all up in my head skull. And, like, I'm going to need to take this week as well and really dial in on some beliefs of mine because I like to think Montreal could do it, but I don't have a pick in store yet.
I think that Nick Suzuki's the best player in the series. Honestly.
Really?
I think that top line of the Habs is so much better than the top line of the Capitals. And, like, I think that the Canadiens, like, their depth is talked about. Like, I've seen people like, they don't got the depth.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know, like, just random guys like Jake Evans and, like, Brandon Gallagher, like, I could just see them, like, having a playoff heater.
I fully agree. Do you, like, I feel like people, I know Brendan Gallagher maybe he's not the same player he was 5 years ago, but, like, Brendan Gallagher playoff hockey is something to watch.
Yeah. I remember those, like, mid-2010 Habs teams kind of fondly for some reason.
I kind of do too, yeah.
So I feel what you're saying with that.
I just love Carey Price. I mean,
just going back to the Capitals,
mm-hmm.
like I said, I'm not making a pick right now.
Yeah.
But I really got to see how they end this season. We've talked about this off cameras. Like, now that they're past all the OV stuff, all the distractions, it took them 20 minutes against the Hurricanes
to get going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they did get going.
Right.
So I'm not closing the curtains on the Capitals quite yet.
No, nor am I. I mean, it's hard to, right? They're gonna still have a shot at the President's Trophy here, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that.
And that's kind of a curse for them.
Yeah.
So I don't think they want that. Their fans, at least, don't really want that. However, the Metro is going to be really interesting to watch. The Metro sucks. I said it a few months ago. Trill flamed me so hard for it. And I stand by it. I mean,
It does.
We're locked into the Devils and the Hurricanes. Who cares?
Yeah, that's the worst series of the first round.
What a shame. Who'd have thought, too?
Yeah. It is a shame.
Like, at the beginning of the year, if you had told me that,
I'd be down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I would have been like, oh, we got a heater alert on our hands.
Like, and it's not even just the Devils not being healthy. Like, Carolina just isn't even close to being there this year.
That team does not move me at all.
I think they're so fake tough, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're actually just kind of soft. Like, I think they're actually just, like, a really good analytical team.
Yeah, they're the analytic darling.
Yeah, but, like, they were kind of getting bullied by Washington.
You don't like to see that.
Yeah.
Washington's low-key, like, Washington doesn't get pushed around.
That's true.
And, you know, the thing about Ovi, I know we spent so long on Ovi last episode, but, like, that guy, like, brings that mentality to a group.
Yeah, there was, like, the power play goal that they scored. Like, prior to them scoring on the power play, like, Ovi just, like, bulldozes two guys.
Yeah. And, like he's been doing that his entire career. Like, this season, I was listening to the PDO cast with Dmitry Filipovich. Can actually credit because I remember the name. Let's go. And they were talking about this is going to be the first season in Ovi's career, barring the shortened and lockout seasons, that he hasn't had 150 hits as well.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Like, as well as, you know, he had a season where he had, like, Nathan McKinnon is going to have the most shots in the league this year.
Okay.
So he's right around, like, 330, I think. Ovi had, like, more than one 500-plus shot season.
That's...
Along with 150 hits plus. Like, the guy might be, like, maybe the most unique player in hockey history.
Yeah, like, I honestly didn't know that he was as close as he was to being the all-time hits leader.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, like, I've never really actually thought of Ovi as, like, a power forward.
But he very much is one.
Like, but he's gonna be the greatest power forward of all time, pretty much.
Yeah. Ovi really, like, and he's built like a brick shit house. Remember when he just absolutely knocked Svechnikov out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, the dude is built completely differently. And yeah, wrapping it back around to the point, like, the Capitals, when you have that guy as, like, your kind of spiritual leader through all of this as well, and you watch him just, like, you know, go into the boards for a puck battle and just, like, bully his way into the puck, how do you not want to also run through a wall?
And, like, Ryan Leonard is really one of them ones too. Like, Ryan Leonard's like I've seen he's the next, like, Chuck. That's what the people be saying. But, like, he's just another guy that's bringing that type of physicality.
That series is going to be really hard to call, that Capitals series. I'm really, really, really looking forward to watching them and the Habs. Plus, like the Habs' last run was COVID. I don't think there was no people in the building, was there?
No, there was. That was, like...
was that when they let, like, 50% or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, and, like, things were kind of opening back up. I remember old producer Austin, he went out there. People were in the streets and whatnot, but, like, even before that, like, it never really felt like they were, like, really a scary team in those 2010s runs.
Yeah.
So to, like, have this iteration of the Montreal Canadiens so much fun, Ivan Demidov inserted into this lineup, like, the Bell Center is going to be unbelievable.
I cannot wait to see that.
Me either. Cannot wait.
That's going to be a movie. I'm also excited to see Ottawa.
Yeah.
I mean, Ottawa, like, their barn hasn't seen the playoffs since 2017.
Wow.
So they're going to be humming.
I really hope so.
I think they will, dude. Those Penguins Senators games in Ottawa, they had me shook.
There was some.
Yeah, they had me shook.
We have at the bar, we have a 2017 Senators towel, white towel.
We do.
Mm-hmm. How does that make you feel seeing that up there?
It just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, you won.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so at the end of the regular season here, next week, I want to divvy up those points one more time from our preseason predictions.
Oh, yeah.
And see how that played out here. I wanted to ask you your biggest surprise or most shocking thing about this regular season.
I think that the easy answers are definitely like the Capitals and the Blues.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like a massive surprise.
Mm.
I think there's just a few teams that like I actually really didn't think Tampa Bay would be this good.
Yeah.
They're actually I think they're a step better than they were last year.
But materially, yes. I agree.
And I didn't even really expect that. I didn't expect the Kings to take a step.
Mm.
Got to take them a little seriously this year.
Yep. Certainly. I will be taking them seriously in these playoffs.
Didn't expect the Jets to be this good again.
Right. Yeah.
Though I'm not really too serious on them regardless, but
yeah, but like dominant regular season for them. Again. Yeah. I can't say I expected that either. I mean, for me, the big one's Calgary.
That is indeed quite the surprise for old Tico there.
You know, in our wild card update, we'll talk about how I really, really, really now, at this point, I really desperately need Calgary to not make the playoffs because I don't know that I've ever ridden a take harder.
I will be making a compilation.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do a lot of screen recording.
We're going to have to. We're going to have to. If the Calgary Flames make the playoffs, after I sat down here week over week and was so adamant that they were like worse than Anaheim.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm still shook. I still don't think that team is good. I mean, look, Dustin Wolf, you can't predict that, and I understand that, but even like Dustin Wolf doesn't account for it even. You know what I mean? Like a good goalie doesn't bring you from 60 to 90 points.
He kind of has,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like, I think Lane Hudson is doing some like kind of all-time right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine if he gets the Calder. But like until like a month ago, I thought Dustin Wolf
Was like
had the Calder on lock.
clear. Yeah. That's very fair. I mean, that Calder's going to be an interesting one. I think it probably will go to Lane Hudson.
I think so.
It's that one's kind of changed a bunch through the year. Like early in the year, it seemed like Dustin Wolf and Celebrini kind of were going to be in that category there. Obviously, Matvei Michkov's made a good case for himself as well, especially with how he's been playing of late. But I think it's got to be Hudson. And then, you want to get into some awards talk, or do we have some more surprises still?
I think that the awards talk honestly just kind of ends there.
Yeah. Actually, no. I got one thing on the awards.
You do.
If Connor Hellebuck doesn't win the Hart, it's a travesty.
The Hart
Trophy.
Now let's take a little time out. Let's see these Hart odds.
Connor Hellebuck dash 175.
The favorite. I didn't expect that.
I mean, like Connor Hellebuck in a league that's changing, right? Goaltending save percentages league wide are kind of dwindling, you know. this guy's having one of the most elite seasons I've seen in my years on this earth.
Yeah, I was peeping how like his stats this year actually like a jump better than they were last year, which is just crazy.
No, he's actually out of his mind. He's out of his mind. One of the greatest goaltenders I've watched in my life, and I've lived through. We've lived through some fantastic goalies in the 2000s, the 2010s. Martin Brodeur, Roberto Luongo, Carey Price, Henrik Lundqvist, Igor Shesterkin, Andrei Vasilevsky. This is one of the greatest seasons I've ever seen from a goalie. He deserves the heart.
I gotta agree. Honestly, this discussion really wasn't on my mind prior to like half an hour ago when you brought that to me. But like, yeah, like we don't really see like high volume starters like this at all.
No.
And not only is it like a great season, but like he is gonna wield them to the President's Trophy.
Yes. Yeah.
That says a lot.
It does say a lot. And like, look, I got time for Leon Draisaitl too. You know, McDavid has a down year. They lose some bets in the offseason, both on the offer sheet front and on the free agency front. Their goaltending's been a disaster, and Leon Draisaitl's been amazing. So I mean not to take away from Leon Draisaitl at all. He's had a phenomenal season. I just think that like we'll look back at this Draisaitl season and be like, yeah, that was a great season for him. Whereas like we'll look back at this Hellebuck season and be like, that was special.
Agreed.
Also, a crying shame that, one, the Canucks didn't make the playoffs, and two, Hughes missed 15 games with injury, because if those two things had gone the other way, this would have been Quinn Hughes' to lose. I'm going to just say that. I know. And if my aunt had wheels, she'd be a bike. I get it, yeah.
Heart's a bit crazy.
For real though, like, not to get too off topic on Canucks stuff, but like, this Quinn Hughes season has like changed from, like in Canucks fandom world, it's like gone from like an elite season to like folk legend stuff.
Interesting. Like this is like all time.
It for real, the greatest single seasons I've ever seen from a Canuck are Luongo in 2007 and Quinn Hughes in 2025.
That's crazy.
This guy on one leg, injured to all hell, just carrying the team on his back, playing over 30 minutes a night.
It's actually not even funny. The like the on ice chances for and against that he has.
Yeah.
Like every single night it's like a 4-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's one thing when you're like, when you have an elite group around you and you can look at, oh, well, what are the numbers with or without McKinnon or whatever, right? And it's like, yo, this guy's been playing on a team whose best center's been Pius Suter for a month.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? A team that doesn't have JT Miller anymore, or Elias Pettersson for that matter. I mean, yeah, no. Truly, I gotta give Quinn Hughes his flowers. I've never from a Canucks seen a season like this besides Luongo 2007. I think
that's fair.
The NBA 82 game grind is done, and now the real fun begins. The NBA playoffs are here, and it's time for all the high-stakes drama, clutch moments, and jaw-dropping plays. I can't wait. If you're looking to make the playoffs even more exciting, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered as an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Try placing a bet on your favorite player's performance. Will they drop 30 points, 40, or more? It's your call. Here's something special for the first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Make it a playoff run to remember with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Let's get into the Stanley Cup odds.
Let's do this because I'm seeing some crazy stuff.
It's wild.
I'm seeing some crazy stuff here.
I am as well. That's why I wanted to put this in the notes because I was looking at this today on DraftKings. If you're getting your bets in, do it at DraftKings Sportsbook, of course. And the favorite right now, the betting favorite at plus 650 to win the Stanley Cup is the Dallas Stars.
That's absurd. I mean, Dallas. Oh man, they've been bad.
They have been bad.
They've just been getting outplayed consistently for like the last month.
Yeah.
And by no coincidence either. I mean, I sent you this text last night. The Dallas Stars got Ilya Lyubushkin, Matt Dumba.
Yeah.
Or I'm blanking on the third.
Exactly.
Cody Ceci. One of those three on the ice at all times.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like, you look at some of the teams in the West where, like, I've had problems that scare me, right? Like, Colorado's depth. Edmonton's goaltending. What else do we have here? Vegas is just health as a whole. There's none of those scare me as much as Dallas's defense. Like,
it's that, and it's like I also just don't think they have the horses.
Yeah.
Like, that's not totally true, but like, I mean, just in a head-to-head series against Colorado, which is what they're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
I might return to my betting account just to bet on the Avalanche in this series.
Yeah.
I've never seen a bigger guarantee in my life.
I mean, factual. I have. I'm very much with you on that. Like, I see a very few paths to the second round for the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, it's wraps.
Plus 650. The odds on favorite is wild to me. Then you got the Florida Panthers at plus 800. And even that's pretty wild to me. I mean, I get it. They're coming off the Cup, back-to-back finals.
I got a question about the Panthers. How do you feel about a team like I'm not worried about their health. I think Tkachuk will be good to go. I think Sam Bennett will be good to go, and a bunch of these other names that have been out for a few games here.
Sure.
Do you have no problem with them just like inserting them back game one, ready to go against Tampa Bay?
Like, I actually do have a problem with it.
I do too. I don't think that they can just hit the ground running like that.
No, I really think you got. I mean, I don't have the numbers up in front of me, but we talked about it last year. You put together some numbers last year about teams going into the playoffs, and the overall vibe we got from it was that you had to teams that played well.
You couldn't just limp into the playoffs.
You couldn't just limp in.
I'm not gonna lie. The Florida Panthers last year kind of broke that model, though.
You know what? That is fair.
They were struggling a bit going into the playoffs.
That's very fair. But it definitely concerns me, especially in a series against a team like Tampa Bay. It'd be one thing if they were top of the Atlantic and they were playing, or even top of the Atlantic and playing the Senators, and maybe you can get away with a game or two. Tampa is a real threat, I think.
I honestly, sneak peek, I would take Tampa Bay in that series.
As would I.
I think we should save all that talk
Yeah,
we'll
save it for next week.
I mean, it might be Leafs Panthers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could fall still.
Who knows?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you got Colorado after Florida there, Tampa after that, the Edmonton Oilers plus 900, the Vegas Golden Knights plus 1,000. But I'm looking down the list here. You know what I find truly insane?
What's that?
I really think, like, I'm not giving out gambling advice. I'm not even gambling on hockey these days. But the St. Louis Blues at plus 4,000.
I mean, that's good. That's really good value for sure. I kind of don't super buy the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of being swayed by past results here.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like I look at like this isn't even like really the same thing at all, but like I look at Nashville last year.
Sure.
Who were humming.
Yeah.
Going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Again, that they're not the same teams at all.
No.
But I don't know. I don't think St. Louis has the top end talent.
It's fair. I'm just they've been playing so well, and I really just can't bet against big game Benner.
That is fair. They're one of the teams I'm most worried about their health. I mean, Parayko's gone.
Looks like he'll be back for the playoffs.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Holloway will be back, but
for the playoffs too, yeah.
But that's also a think. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they've lost some bodies over the last week.
Mm-hmm.
They've dropped 2 games in a row now.
Mm-hmm. 100% they have. That concerns me as well. I just think, there's some teams ahead of them on this list, like that have tighter odds, like the Devils at plus 3,000.
Crazy.
Like that, honestly, I'd be taking the Blues over.
Yeah, I'd take them over the Hurricanes.
I'd take them over the Hurricanes too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty wild. I mean, the Columbus Blue Jackets, the fact that they're still on this list, it's mathematically possible, is wild.
Yeah,
they're trotting out Jack Johnson and Eric Goodbranson together. Yeah.
Hey, but they do got that boy Matthew Olivier.
Yeah, that guy.
Fantasy demon.
For me.
For you, indeed.
It's crazy. We're actually, we're in the heat of battle right now.
We are.
Last week we were in here. We didn't actually talk about it on the podcast, but Jay and Trill were in the heat of battle in the semifinal.
We were indeed. It was on that Sunday, too.
It was on the day.
Amidst the peak of...
Y'all had to put it aside for this hour we did in here. Because that was crazy, and that was decided by
1.7.
1.7 points.
Golly.
Those are 500-point weeks, I mean. And I do have Matthew Olivier.
I got Boone Jenner, though.
Yeah, and I'm getting cooked, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you right now. It goes till next Thursday, till the final, till the end here. But I'm getting cooked right now.
It's a long week.
I got time.
I'm really I'm just on some Kobe. Job's not finished.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Job finished. Job finished?
Uh-huh.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I bet you don't. You better not think so.
I ain't not even close. I ain't even close, boy.
We'll be here next week. We'll be here next week.
Speaking of the Columbus Blue Jackets, though.
Yeah.
I think we should get into this brief wild card update.
Yeah, hit me with it.
I'm going to just do this on my phone. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No.
We're recording with your phone.
It's really nothing crazy here.
Yeah. We should have been posting them on the story or something because, you have been the MVP the last month now. You send these wild card updates to the group chat every single night.
I should make a YouTube account.
For real, you should.
All right, man. As we sit Friday night, April 11th, Montreal still 6 points above everyone else.
Yeah.
Columbus, New York, Detroit. I think they're not all in action tomorrow. But it's pretty much wraps. The Canadiens have to get one more point.
Yeah.
In their next 3 games here. They are making it a bit interesting with a loss tonight, though.
For sure. They'll get a point, though.
Yeah, it's all but over.
Yeah.
As far as the West goes, the West is a bit more interesting. Those Calgary Flames, who we said we'd get to, they come out of whatever they call their arena again. Stampedes.
The Saddle Dome.
The Saddle Dome.
Stupid.
With a win against the Wild. Only 3 points back now.
Wow. Of both of them.
Yeah, in the Blues.
With the game at hand.
It's getting a bit scary. But
I'll say so.
But those top two, the Wild and the Blues, they play some pretty weak teams.
Yeah.
In their final 2 games. Meanwhile, the Flames got Vegas and LA. So it really would still take a miracle, I'd say.
That would not be a miracle for me. that would
be the worst day ever.
That would be. I'll be so real if I'm sitting there next week watching Dustin Wolf rob the Vegas Golden Knights. Like I might have tears in my eyes that are not the same ones I'm gonna shed for Gabriel Landeskog.
You know, I'm looking at the standings.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the Vancouver Canucks, and I just want to ask, what did you go through on Tuesday night when they scored 3 unanswered goals in a minute?
I honestly didn't know it was happening.
You didn't see it live?
No, and it's very, very rare that I actually miss Canucks games. It's one of those things where either I'm like, even if I'm not watching it,
like even if you're working,
like if I'm at work, they're on, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on it. And if I'm not at work, I'm usually at home. Especially they play a lot of Tuesday games. That's my lady and I's both our days off. So like we usually watch the Canucks game, hang out, make dinner. That's part of our thing. But we went to out here in Victoria. They had the Canadian national women's soccer team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, playing out at Starlight Stadium, playing against Argentina. Actually, really, really cool game. Full sellout, 6,000 people in attendance.
Okay.
Really, really, really cool event, and cool to see, the Canadian national team. I'm a big Chelsea fan. Jessie Flemings is a Chelsea legend, playing for Team Canada. So she was back. That was great to see. And so I missed it. I didn't see it. We left the house when it was... I don't even know. I think it was like 4-1 or something like that before the empty netter. And, I looked at my phone. As it went into overtime is when I texted you, and I was like, whoa.
You texted me in all caps, Casey the bum.
Yeah, because Carly got the score update, and she showed it to me. And I was like, what just happened? Hey, no way. Pius Suter, 2 goals in the final minute.
I was working, so I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
But I saw that text, and I was like, no way.
Because, okay, so obviously, we know the beef here with Casey DeSmith. Jonesy's been a Casey DeSmith hater all year.
Forever.
But the part of this that makes this interesting is that we also just talked about how we're playing each other this week.
Yeah.
This hypocrite picked up Casey DeSmith before that game.
I did indeed. Malcolm X.
You deserved that.
Any means necessary. It had I got my reasons, and I'm not gonna go over them.
Your team's name is You See It, and you, namesake of UC Soros, you drop UC Soros for Casey DeSmith. Group chat was going crazy. They were talking about how management jumped Casey in an alleyway.
Yeah, I might face some allegations.
Yeah, you will. It's gonna be me tweeting.
In like 6 years, like Casey DeSmith's gonna come out and like.
Yeah, that book. I'll be glued to it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to see that game, which is unfortunate because like I don't know what the Canucks deal is with just like randomly breaking records now that their season's over. Like the quickest 5 goals in their history, like 5. Also, I guess we didn't talk about that. They scored 5 goals in like 4 minutes against the Anaheim Ducks.
Oh yeah,
you know what's insane about that? Anaheim didn't call a timeout till after the 5th goal.
Interesting.
They let 5 get by in 4 minutes.
That third.
Yeah.
That's like an automatic.
In the 3rd goal in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Wild. Just wild stuff. Like, the only reason I really want to bring that up is because I think that Anaheim is the number 1 team most desperately in need of a new coach. Exhibit A.
Fair.
Yeah. Speaking of the Canucks, though, Brock Boeser.
Ain't looking good.
No, they asked him pretty point blank if he thinks he's coming back, and a unique response. It's usually, one of those questions that gets answered with, well, the agent, we're going to look at it after the season and just look at what's best for us and what's best for,
Yeah.
Just says, honestly, it's unlikely. Oh, woof.
Honestly, it's unlikely at this point. Is a crazy quote, actually.
I know, it's not one you hear very often.
Yeah, and I don't even want to go down this road because we don't have to. But, like, all-time fumble, not trade him. We've been over this. I know you mad as hell about that.
Yeah.
That's rough. I mean, we said this too. Like, it's either you trade him or you extend him.
Yeah.
Like then at the deadline.
Yeah.
And they did neither.
It's a crying shame. Brock Boeser, one of my favorite Canucks to watch. I kind of stopped watching hockey for a couple years in the dark years of the Canucks, and Boeser was the first like ray of hope.
Yeah.
Carly and I, that we had just started dating at the time, so we started watching Canucks games together because of Brock Boeser. Like Horvat was the first guy, but he wasn't like, he didn't seem like a franchise changer.
Yeah.
Boeser did. They had just drafted Pettersson. Hughes was Pettersson was in the wings. That next season they drafted Hughes. Like that was like, oh boy, like the next era of Vancouver hockey is now. And so watching him, watching his tenure end like this with, honestly, it's unlikely at this point, really speaks to, one, how miserable this franchise has been for so long.
Yeah.
And how, like, dirty he's been done by management time and time again. Like, they've tried to trade him over and over again. His agents looked for trades for him. He has this whole thing at the deadline where, is he moving, is he not? He doesn't get the contract he wants. Clearly feels disrespected about the number they're offering him. I mean, it's tough scenes. I'm sad to see it.
That is honestly, that is pretty sad. Cause like he has been there for kind of forever.
Yeah, like almost a decade.
Like, it's not even. I don't even think it's the same thing, but like, I'll never forget like Jake Gensel's last game as a Penguin is just a random Friday against the Panthers where he got hurt and he didn't return.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. You hate to see that, a guy who like, in your case with Jake Guentzel, like that guy won a cup.
Yeah.
And like in Brock Boeser's case, like for me, like there was a lot of downs and a lot less ups after that rookie season. He injured his back and he wasn't really the same with the shot or anything. But then like to have a season like last season for him, 40 goals, those huge playoff goals against Nashville, right? The 3 seconds left game tying goal, like that was such a like a full circle moment for me as like a long time rooter for Brock Boeser.
Damn.
Now here we are. The Canucks had 6 All-Stars at the All-Star game last year.
I do be seeing the pictures of just like now and then.
Yeah, now they're all just dead or gone.
That's
woof.
That's tough.
All right, whatever. We don't need to talk about the Canucks anymore.
I agree. I think we probably wrapping this up.
Yeah.
I just wanna, not even hockey related. Neither Duke or Auburn.
Yeah.
Ended up winning March Madness.
That's true.
That last possession
for Houston.
Yeah. Actually kind of just had me dead. Like
what, they have 19 on the clock when they got the ball back?
Plenty of time.
Yeah, I think it was 19 seconds.
Something like that.
And they did not get a shot off.
Like seeing the guy like not touch the ball because it would have been like a travel.
Yeah.
But just watching the clock. Bro.
No, that was brutal. We were robbed of a Duke Auburn final.
We were. I mean, we really don't got to get super into this.
No.
But Duke choked unbelievably hard. Some crazy shit. Cooper Flag, watch your back.
I told y'all, the white boy from Maine, that he ain't gonna get it done.
Maybe that's what the NBA needed. The NBA needed like a first overall pick that you just hate.
Like just a villain?
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe.
Adam Silver cooking.
Look,
Adam Silver pulling the strings.
I had Duke to win, and I'm gonna tell you, like, Cooper Flag has a hater in me. Like, real.
Yeah, sadly he's going to Utah, so he's just
Yeah, what's the point in hating Utah? Last thing I want to get to here before we lock it up. I know we got a lot of listeners here in Victoria. If you're a listener, go catch one of these Royals games. They're in the WHL playoffs. Even like I'm gonna get out to their home games here, but this Victoria Royals versus Spokane Chiefs series is about to be an actual banger. Like maybe a Memorial Cup preview, or not preview, but like one of these teams could go to the Memorial Cup. The Spokane Chiefs, they win their first series in 5 games. That top line is Berkeley Catton, Andrew Cristall, and Shea Van Olm, who combined for 37 points through 5 games.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Unbelievable. Berkeley Catton had 14 points in 5 games. Cristall had 12, and Olm had 11. Like, that line is cooking. And the Royals, I mean, they stomped their first series, too, against the Tri-City Americans 4-0. They won their sweeping closeout game 7-0. And they got some big boys on the back end who can take care of business. They got, I think 4 defensemen over 6'3", and one of them 6'7".
Damn.
It's ridiculous. Are you trying to find the
I'm trying to see when these games start here.
I know that the 2 home games in Victoria are April, I believe, 16th and 19th, or 17th and 19th.
16th and 18th.
16th and 18th in Victoria, 13th and 14th in Spokane. But yeah, if you live in Victoria, go support your local hockey. That should be a banger. There's going to be some players that'll be in the NHL soon.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. So with that, I think that's about it. We're going to get out of here. As always, I'm your host, Tico. Co-host today.
Co-host, producer Jay.
Always a pleasure. We'll see y'all next week with the full playoff preview.
I can't wait for that episode.
I can't wait for that either. Cannot wait. All right, y'all. Keep your dang head up.
Boom.
Boom.
Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick